Good morning, everybody, and happy 2 days after Christmas. I wanted to do these videos yesterday, but I was just too exhausted after hosting 19 people this year. It was so great to have everybody back together. I thought we'd start with a little foam rolling today, and I have my foam roller. This is a hard one, and I really like it harder because then it really helps get into those muscles. But you can also get them softer. I think if the white ones are softer or the blue ones are softer. So let's go ahead and start. And I'm going to go this way. I'm going to start with my calves. And I like to do one leg at a time when I'm doing my calves. And I'm just going to put my foot on here and I'm going to roll like this. And I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on it. And as I lean forward and put pressure, I get a little bit more pain. I guess that's a good way to put it. No pain, no gain. More pain into those calves, breaking up the fascia that's in there, massaging the muscles. I'm sitting on my mat. Some people are not able to get down on the floor. I have a lot of clients that aren't able to get down on the floor. And so what we'll do is we will do the foam roller in bed or on it. I usually use a massage table, but you can also do it in bed. So if you're lying in bed right now, you can just lie down and do this and rolling. I kind of use my feet to help guide me, but I'm rolling like this and still get that same effect. You can also, if you're in bed, you can also have somebody help you, which is what I would do with my clients and kind of put this in different positions, put it up a little bit higher so we could get up higher into the calf and then help guide the rolling with them. So it's up to you. Otherwise, we're on the floor and I just moved my roller up to the upper part of my calf right now. And again, just pushing. And this after standing and cooking and cleaning and all that over the holidays, this really feels good. Just to kind of roll it out. Now I'm going to switch to the other leg. And this is my bad leg, and I've really been feeling it a lot in here, so this is going to feel good. And again, I'm leaning forward so I can get a little bit more weight on it and feeling that one spot. Now, when you find a spot that hurts, like right here, just hold it here for a second. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I'm going to roll it over. I'm getting the side of my calf because that's where I feel a lot of tightness. Hold it here. Again, breathe into the nose. Exhaling. And again, just kind of rolling there. Taking the legs side to side so you get the entire calf muscle. Yes. That's good. Or not. It's not supposed to feel great. You want to feel pain so you know that you're breaking up that fascia in there. Okay, good job. Calves are done. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to get into my hamstring. So this is, you really can't do this when you're in bed. So, or laying down on a table, you would have to do it on the floor. But what you can do if you're not able to get on the floor is get a rolling pin. Okay, this is a miracle. They make all these gadgets that roll. They're supposed to be, for your legs, and they just don't roll. They have spikes in them and all kinds of things, and nothing works as good as just a basic household rolling pin. So if you're unable to get onto the floor and you want to roll out the back of your hamstrings, you're gonna take that rolling pin and you're just gonna go like this. And even if you are able to get on the floor, this feels really good. I'm able to get in here. It's not as much pressure, but I am able to get into those hamstrings, as well as getting into the T-band here and in the quad muscles, and as well as the inner thigh. So again, if you're not able to get down onto the mat, or even if you are and you want to get out of rolling pin, these work great, especially right into this knee area, and then here, and then into the calf. You can do that as well, and that, yeah, as I say, feels good, but it does not. Rolling pin works wonders. As a matter of fact, if you're doing this with me right now, and you have your foam roller, go grab your rolling pin. And I'll put that in the description of the class to get the rolling pin, because we'll use it a little bit maybe on the arms. So, okay, I'm gonna get into my hamstring. So I wanna sit, and then I wanna roll back. And I'm also getting a stretch here, lifting the toes up and pointing the toes up and point, up and point. I can feel, you see my feet moving, up and point, and getting back into those hamstrings. I can put my hands behind me as well and roll. And getting up into that hamstring glute connection. Here, we talk about that a lot in the bar class and in Pilates. This is an important connection here. That's what maintains your balance. Let's get into those muscles. And then I can go a little bit to the side and put more pressure onto one leg when I go to the side, and then to the other side. Pressure there. Oh, I'm feeling that. Good. So we're going to stick with the legs here onto our sides to get the T-band. So the T-band pretty much is always going to hurt every time that you rub it out. If you need your rolling pin, just kind of take it over and roll. And you can get up into there, rolling with the rolling pin, right, onto each side, getting into that T-band. And I do like the rolling pin to get down, again, around the knees. I feel like it really gets all into that knee area, right there. Woo. Yeah. Let's stick with the rolling pin for a minute. And just rolling out the top of the knees. Don't get onto the bone. Just get the muscles all around. Into that. And bringing it down onto the leg. And then here onto the quad. I feel that. I can control the amount of pressure that I'm putting here versus when we're on the foam roller. Let's switch legs, rolling this out. Come into the quad. Here. Get into that inner knee. Oh, I'm feeling that today. Again, avoiding the bone in the knee. Just getting to my inner thigh. Coming over, outer part of the knee. And here. And I happen to have the foam roller underneath me. You don't have to have the foam roller underneath you. I'm working with both today, so there we go. Make cookies and then roll out your knees. I did not make cookies. I'm not a baker, you know. I make one thing. It's my friend Stephanie, her thin chocolate cake recipe. It's buttermilk cake. this frosting on it that you put frost when it's still hot, and it's amazing. Thank you, Stephanie. The one thing I can bake. Okay, so I've done it, rolled it out with the rolling pin. Now I'm going to come and I'm going to roll out my legs and my hip flexors with the foam roller. Okay, if you want to stick with the rolling pin, you can, because this is difficult, you know, and that's why a lot of people don't do foam rolling, because you have to be able to move on the floor. You got to be able to roll out these quads and lay on the stomach, hold, or on your arms, holding your stomach in. You don't want any arch in your lower back, otherwise you're just putting pressure on your back. So you got to engage that core. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. So I'm going to go down here. I've got it right at my knee, and I'm going to come here. Now see how my back's arched? You don't want that. You've got to pull your tummy in so your back is nice and strong. You don't want that arch in there. And I'm going to roll up. And you can lose my face, and then I'm going to roll down. Let me sit back a little bit. There we go. All right. So I'm on to those quads, and I'm here. And I feel that. And then I'm back. All right. The difference is it's all my body weight on here. Right? Like, oh, there it is. Find that spot. Pull, breathe. Pull the tummy in. Don't let yourself go like this. Pull it up. Pull that tummy in, belly button spine. And it's all my weight on here. Ow, and I can't really control it, and it hurts. Versus the rolling pin where I can control it a little bit more. Here we are. Okay. And rolling. I'm coming to the top of my knee, and then I'm going back and I'm getting into the hip flexors all the way down in here. And I'm arched a little bit right there when I got into the hip flexor. Not too much. Again, you don't want to be arching too much. You want to hold that tummy in. And roll. And then take it back. Okay. Good. From here, I'm going to go onto my side. And this is what's going to get into that T-band. So I'm going to twist just like that. And you see how this fits in front? And I'm going to bend that knee, and I'm going to come down. Okay, good. Ah, ooh, feeling that. I'm going to come down. Go down. And back. Okay, so you can see how I'm using my foot to support me right here. My hand supporting me. Again, you have to have quite a bit of strength to be on foam roller. Foam rolling is advanced, which is why the rolling pin again works, because if you're not advanced, you're never going to be able to do this, okay? Just continue doing what we were doing earlier with that rolling pin as we're going into these exercises. So I'm going to put my back to you so you can see. I've just rolled to my side. I'm on my, here, I'm on both legs. And I'm just going to roll over to the side. And here I'm going to bend this knee, and that's going to help as I'm pushing, using this foot that's into the mat, pushing to roll. Okay? Roll. My stomach is engaged. I got to keep that strong. I got to keep that part of me strong. There. Okay? Yeah. Good. One more. All right. Nice job. Then come back. Come back to here. There you are. Oh, good. Let's take a couple more rolls. This way. 1. And 2. Okay. Nice work. Bend the knees and come up off of the roller. Take a stretch back. Okay. Good. Now we're going to get into those inner thighs. So again, if you're with the rolling pin, you're here, and just opening up and rolling all the way to the knee, all the way into the hip flexor. If it's easier, you have to have it like this. And just nice and rolling it out. Here, on the foam roller, it's a little different. I'm going to lay on my stomach And I'm gonna put this leg onto the roller like this. And I'm gonna come in. See how I'm kind of rolling my body like this? And then I'm gonna roll my body over. Oh, yeah. Okay. Again, because I'm using, I'll come down here. Because I'm using my body weight, it's a lot of pressure into that inner thigh. Hang on to my roller. In. And then back. Nice job. One more in. And I like to foam roll about 15, 20 minutes a day. If you do this every day, you're going to notice, let's switch to the other side, that you have leaner, longer muscles. You might feel a bit taller because when we get into the back, you'll see what I mean is we're stretching out. This helps with the circulation, with the lymph nodes, everything. So here we are. And we're going to come forward. And then back. Forward. And back. Getting into there, you can bring it up. Into those inner thighs. And one more time. Here it is. Oh, hold it there. That's where I'm feeling all the pain. So I'm going to just breathe in through my nose. Exhale. Again, foam rolling is self-myofascial release. So we're rubbing out that fascia. Fascia is kind of the gooey part that's between the muscles and the bone. You really see it like if you're doing a chicken thigh or something, you can see the fascia on there. What happens as we get older, the fascia starts to crystallize. It's not gooey anymore, and then it hardens, and then that's what forms. And then all of a sudden you shrink, your muscles are tighter. They've done studies on cats, which our cats are not here with us this morning. Usually they're here. I tried to wake them up, but they didn't want to come down. But if you notice cat, every morning the cat, he wakes up and he stretches one arm, and he stretches the other arm. My cats tend to with the leg. And then they roll on their backs and they stretch, right? And because they stretch every day, they've done studies in cats and daughters of the cats that their fascia has remained gooey and soft. It never really hardened and crystallized. So something to be said for stretching every day. Okay, we finished the legs. Now we're going to go into the back. So again, if you have your rolling pin, you can take your hands back here and just kind of roll out that lower back. Stay away from the bone and don't push too hard. You got kidneys in there, so you don't want to push too hard. And then coming to the other side. You can also, with the roller, do your oblique in here, which is your side muscle. Getting in there. And then the other side. And this feels good. Getting things warmed up for foam roller. Okay. If you don't want to use the foam roller, continue rolling with the rolling pin. Otherwise, grab this foam roller. And we're just going to take it right here. And the thing with this is that you have to lift your hips up. And just kind of roll gently into that lower back. I roll down to the top of my rib cage. And then I come back. This is the side that always hurts. Got that chronic injury there. And that tricep pose I showed you earlier. Down. Okay. Good. I'm going to stay away from the bone. I want to stay away from the rib right here. And just kind of stretch. Now I can cross the leg over as well. When I do that, and I kind of push the foam roller into the ribs, the top of the ribs, I can get a good stretch in there. I feel it right there. Good. And stretch. Okay, then I'm going to switch to the other side. See, just kind of rolling gently. Okay, and here, and I can put my leg up and come down. Good. Getting into that lower back part. Ah, nice. And now I want to do the glutes. I want to do my tush. With my roller, I can come to the side. It's a little bit harder. Maybe take it in and kind of get into here. That hamstring to glute connection that we got earlier. But it's not going to be so easy to actually get right in here with the kind of balance. So if you can, let's just come to sit on top of the roller like that. And just roll to one side. This is the easier version of it. Rolling and rolling. I can get into that. Come down a little bit and roll. Okay, the harder version, and what you're really going to feel is when you have the leg up. And then this leg up. Ooh, I'm in the figure four. See how I have that stretch going when we do that glute stretch? Here I am. Here. Rolling and then switching. There's a little bit easier version as well. Bring the roller down. Come onto your back. Now lift the hips. I can get onto the roller here and go side to side. But either way, getting into those glutes, getting into the gluteus medius especially, which is what we work a lot in our bar class and Pilates. I'm here and here. I can really feel that. Well, this might be an easier way to do it. There's lots of ways. Try to find your way. Now, continue rolling like that. I just remembered with the rolling pin, because it is hard to get into here, I have to do my whole definition here. A ball is a good option. Now this ball has a spikes in it. Let's see if I have, here we go. This is a lacrosse ball, okay? And I can sit on this ball right there. Ooh, and kind of roll. And I really feel it with that ball. Lots of different props. And I'm kind of rolling here. I have to use my hands to stabilize me. But if you were laying down, let's try that. Let's see if you can just kind of get the ball underneath. No, now you don't. So if you can get the ball underneath, but you have to use your feet a little bit because otherwise you can go pushing right into that ball. Yeah, I'm using my feet here and I'm lifting my hips a little bit. It hurts. That ball hurts. But I am able to get it into the gluteus muscles without having to be up onto the roller. I'm just going to switch sides. So let's try that. And I can even open the leg and close the leg. See, open and close and get into it without having to lift the hips. So that feels good. All kinds of gadgets. And the ball is trusty. I travel with a ball. I was funny. We saw something on TV talking about traveling in the plane with ball. And my husband laughed because you've been doing this for years. Because I have that chronic injury in this part of my lower back here and sitting a long time, it really starts to just aggravate it. I will sit and I will put this ball here and then I'm up against the seat and I have a ball in the car too, in both the cars because long drives get me. And then I'm here and the ball kind of rolls and it gets into this area that's really hurting me. On the airplane, sitting so long, you know how those chairs have absolutely no support for your back. Yeah. Anyways, the ball is great. You can also do the ball, get in here laying down and just kind of get in and feel that with the ball as well. So let's go ahead and continue with the ball and the roller. So going into the upper back area. The roller might be a little difficult. If you can get the roller in here, there it is. It's behind me. So now my tush is down and I'm going to come onto that roller and get it right into my shoulder blades and put my hands behind my head. And just make sure I'm not crunching my chin down to my chest. Right here, supporting the heaviest part of the head, which is the crown, which is where my ponytail is. I've pushed it up. Not here. This is not going to give you any support. You've got to slide those hands up. Here we are. And now I'm here into the shoulder blades and I can roll to one side. Hello. And then I can roll over to the other side. And this is going to get right into the shoulder blades. And it feels oh so good. And then keep going. Now, if you're not able to get the roller in there, you can also, again, use the ball. Or if you have a lot of pain in there, and there goes roller, this really helps. And laying on your back, and coming right into here. Nice. That ball feels good. You can use the ball or the roller. A more advanced move in getting the whole back with the roller. And here, again, my hips are down. I'm going to come and lift my hips up. And now I'm in a bridge. So I have to keep my tush up. And I'm going to come all the way here. And then back. I'm coming down right here. I'm coming down almost that lower vertebrae right there, and up, staying in the upper part of my back here, and supporting my head, looking up, not down, right into here, and this really helps. I'm going to take the hips down from here, especially if you're starting to hunch over. It's in between my shoulder blades. I'm going to arch back, open the elbows, feel that chest opening. Now, if you are starting to get that hunchback, you need to break up that fascia in your shoulder blades because stretching is never going to break it up. And that's what's happening is it's starting to harden and you're starting to curve over. And so the only way you're going to be able to break up that fascia is with the ball or with the roller. So if you're not able to do this one with the roller, which is going to get in there, actually I would suggest doing both, especially if you're really bad. You know, the last thing we want is that hunch back, because what's going to happen, and I have clients like this, unfortunately, I think I'm going to bring them a ball. That's what they're all getting this year for New Year's. Everybody's getting a lacrosse ball. I'm going to order a case of these. Is when they lay down like this, they are unable to put their head onto the mat. And the reason why is that their shoulders are so hunched up, they're like this, and they need a pillow. They cannot get the head down. And there's exercises and stretches that you can do for that. But again, if you have that really, prominent hunch there, the only way to get rid of it is to break up that fascia in that area. So let's take the ball and get into those shoulder blades and get into that area and just kind of rub like this. Yes, that's it. I'm getting a lacrosse ball for everybody. A couple years ago, I got the pinky ball for everybody, and we did the half pinky ball for the feet. That's a different video. I'm going to just get in here, and I feel it, and it's painful. I'm going to breathe, deep breath in, and exhale. Good. Now, if you don't have a lacrosse ball, and a lacrosse ball is hard, lacrosse ball hurts. Anything time it's hard, it hurts. This one has little spikies on it. Let's see, I think that's gonna hurt even more. Oh yeah, I can barely lay on that one. But it's probably good for the foot. A tennis ball. A tennis ball works great. And then what you can do, I don't have a sock here. And it's my cat's favorite toy. He takes my balls all the time, but I take two balls like this and I put them into a sock. And then I tie a knot, it's a long sock, not the short little petty ones, but a long sock, and tie a knot. And now I've got the two balls. So when I lay down, I can get those two balls right here. And I have it actually right now, but I can get right into that area and do that. And so a lot of things that you can do with the balls. And it's funny because my cat loves, I put the two balls in a sock and it's something that he grabs onto and claws and silly cat. Anyways, all right. So that's going into, again, shoulder area and breaking that up because again, you don't want to be like this. This is what I see a lot of. And then that head can't go down. So you've got to get this broken up. And of course, stretching like this is going to help with that as well. Good. All right, now we're going to get into the neck area. My roller. You want to use your, you can fit in here. Be gentle with the neck though. You've got a big artery in there that you don't want to hurt. But I can get up in here, really get right up into that neck. Up the other way. I've got my chin down. My chin is to my chest because I'm stretching and running up the neck area. Nice and gentle. This feels good. I like this. Do that. Gentle in the neck area. And again, avoiding the artery here. I don't want to smash that. Okay, but if I'm using the roller, sometimes I do this when I'm watching TV. I'll come here and I'll just kind of turn my head and line down and I'll just kind of roll side to side. Good. And here. And that feels nice. And just a few times. All right. We're almost done. We're going to get the arms. The arms are a little more difficult. With the rolling pin, it's nice. I think I even have a small one in here somewhere. Maybe a trusty, the small one I think is in my travel bag because I bring it with me. I was able to get a small one. It's tiny, small. I love it. It's in my travel bag. I bring it with me. But I do this with a small one and I can get into that bicep. And this is better than the roller because it's hard to get into the bicep with the roller. You can get into the deltoids and into the forearm. I can't really get into that bicep. So I'm just rolling. I can get into the deltoid or the deltoid is here. And then your triceps are down here. I can get into either one here. I'm going to switch. I like to get into the bicep. And if you find that you're feeling, you have tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, right? Do we know the difference? Right? The tennis elbow is on the outside, this part. And the golfers is on the inside here, if it ever hurts. And this is more the outside, golfers inside, so you can always rub it in here. And I like to watch Bob and Brad on YouTube. These funny old guys that are physical therapists, Bob and Brad. And they really have a lot of helpful hints. So I recommend them to my clients all the time. Shout out to you, Bob and Brad. Yes. Here we go. Because I had the golfer's elbow, and I was doing all kinds of stuff and exercises, and nothing worked. And you know what they said to do? Rub it out. Get your finger in there, just like we're doing right now with this foam rolling. Get your fingers in there and just rub it out. Rub out that fascia. Rub out everything. They had us going like this. I just rubbed and rubbed, and I was able to get rid of it, but it still comes back every now and then. I have to be careful with the bicep curls, and so you can also do this if you don't have a roller. Your arms are sometimes easier just to kind of use your hands and rub things out. But we're going to go on to the foam roller and just get those deltoids and triceps here. So here I am, and this is also a good stretch. I'm right here. I'm into those triceps, and I'm going to come up. I am arching my back. I'm going to get a good stretch in there, and then I'm going to go back down. And again, come up. Try that one more time. So the roller is pretty much in my armpit right now. And come up. And back. Getting to the deltoid, I'm going to go over to the side and kind of just get on there and rub. Yeah, a little more difficult because you have to have that balance, but I can get in there, push. I'm using this hand to support. Right on there. That feels good. Switch to the other side. Okay. And coming onto that deltoid. So keeping these muscles loose, keeping the fascia loose. Oh, this is so important as we get older. Oh, aging is no fun. But as one of my clients says, motion is lotion. Yeah. Gotta keep moving. She's 87 years old. She's still moving. A lot of admiration for this woman. All right, you guys. That's it for our foam rolling this morning. I hope you had a good time. Again, get yourself a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. You can put the two in a sock, tie a knot at the end of that sock, and then get both of them into that lower back, or I'm sorry, upper back. You could do the lower back too. And then using the foam roller, and then make sure that you get yourself a trusty rolling pin. And then afterwards you can roll it out and make cookies. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you so much for joining me.